And hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Myrokos, and I've been away for a little bit. I had some real life things I needed to clarify and sort out. In any event, I am back, and today we will be wrapping up the return to Ivalice Alliance Raid questline for Stormblood. So, without further ado, let's begin. Just make certain that if you like what you see at any point, please remember to give me a follow on Twitch so you are always aware. Hello, Autumn. So you're always aware of when I go live, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please make certain to like, share, and subscribe if you like what you see at any point, and with that, let's begin. So hey Lena, it's been a while. The path of most resistance. The worried look on Lena Murella's face suggests she bears grave tidings or not. Greetings and salutations, Myrokos. I suppose you are wondering whether or not the good Genomus has finally determined where in the world our next adventure is to take us. The good news is, he has. The bad news, however... Now, while it is not in my nature to be sensationalist, sensationalism is in my job description, so please bear with me when I tell you not all is right aboard the airship Lexingale. Something about Alma has me deeply worried. I would not trust this information in the hands of my publisher, let alone some sullen gate guard. Shall we continue our conversation on the Prima Vista, away from inquisitive ears? Okay. Principal Genomus claims to have learned much from his continued study of the Dorai papers. Still, he appears to be frustrated at a lack of information crucial to solving the mystery. Oh, is it that's not cryptic at all? And saying it in front of all of these people. Shall I prepare the shuttle for you, my lord? Yes, please. The question is, then, where exactly did Ramza and his fellowship journey next? Myrokos, to what do we owe this unexpected visit? I had not planned on summoning you for another several turns of the sun, even though it's been a lot longer since I was back here. I apologize if we have caused you any worry. I suppose one cannot allow a reporter in their midst and not expect her report to report what she sees, though I did expect a tad more discretion from Miss Murella. Ouch. Alma has, as of late, been experiencing difficulties with her health. Chirurgeons have been called upon to discern what exactly it is that ails her, but as far as they can tell, there is nothing physically wrong with my sister. The consensus is the rigors of an extended stay in a foreign land have taken their toll on her fragile health. Yikes. Myrokos, when did you... oh dear. Alma. I'm fine, brother. Yeah, well, you don't look fine. It's obvious you are not. You must return to your chambers and rest. Forgive me, perhaps we shall speak again once I regain my strength. Until then, please, look after my father. Okay. Now then, where are we? Ah yes, the matter of our next expedition. As we discovered during our most recent foray into the Ester Sands, or is it Easter Sands? The Dalmascan capital of Rabanastre appears to lie upon the ruins of what can only be the royal city of Lassalia, ancient capital of the lost kingdom of Ivalice. Shortly after, we stumbled across remnants of the legacy clockwork city of Goog, cleverly repurposed into a lighthouse overlooking the Ritorana Cataract, remnants which now sit suspended above the fathomless chasm. Lassalia, Goog, what have they in common, you ask? I shall tell you. They both appear in my ancestors' account of the rise of Ivalice, the Dorai Papers. And with each new discovery, this forbidden chronicle is now proving Ivalician legend to be more fact than fairy tale. There is no denying the proof, and that is but a matter, and it is a matter of time before scholars and historians from across the realm come to the same conclusions. But as you all are aware, my aim has never been to simply prove the existence of Ivalice. No, I shall not rest till I have revealed the truth of young Ramses' role in King Dalita's ascension and cleared my ancestor Oran Dorai of the false accusations made against him by the Church. Then what are you waiting for? Should we not see to Alma first? She did ask us to look after her father. Should we not see to Alma first? I am worried about her. Kugane's chirurgeons would have us believe she is in no immediate danger, as her illness is not one of the body but of the mind. To borrow their words, her spirit is in a state of unbalance and merely requires time to right itself. Alma will be fine as long as she remains in bed. The last thing she needs is any further excitement, especially at the paws of these meddlesome mole bats. I'd forgotten how annoying he was. Though I must admit, both Mont Blanc and his brother have proven more than useful. More useful than I would ever have dared to imagine. When it comes to usefulness, I am first in the field. Or was it furriest in the field? Would you like to feel my fur, Capo? That's a no. And you wonder why Ramza despises you so, brother. They do all the work, and you do, and all you do is jest, capital. Ah, but you are mistaken, Herdy. I bear neither you nor your brother any ill will, any further ill will, that is. If anything, I owe you my thanks for your recent contributions. His thanks? Are you hearing what I am hearing? What happened to the venom-spitting adder we all used to know and hate? Almost certainly seems pleased with the change, but forgive me for not buying into this all-too-convenient transformation. Yeah, it is kind of a turnabout from the last time we were here. Simply showing the world that Ivalice actually existed will not validate the claims chronicled in the Dorai papers. That is correct, Father. The key lies with Ramza Beov. If we can find evidence of his hidden role in history, it will prove Oran's testimony true and safeguard our family name from ridicule. Which is why I turned the focus of my research to Delita's forgotten companion and his actions during the War of the Lions. It was only then that I discovered something most intriguing, an underlying struggle with an unknown force, a force with the power to bring about calamitous ruin. Oh god, don't tell me the Essenes were involved in this too. Arcite, the twisted abominations we encountered in both Lasalia and Gu. The Lucavi... the Lucavi. They are born of these unholy crystals. Did we see that term in the last part? I forget. It's been a while. While nobles of the north and south squabbled over Ivalice's crown, Ramza silently sought to rid the world of a darker evil. Evil manifest from the deepest desires of men and women whose minds had fallen prey to the Orcite. And with each confrontation did Ramza's fellowship grow smaller, countless companions lost to a cause that would go unwritten, yet was far more important than any clash of armies, and so did they endure, until reaching their final destination, the Orban Monastery. Or Orban. Oh, I know this one. The Orban Monastery is where Princess Ovelia was raised. There is a scene about it in the Zodiac Brave story. After Delita emerged victorious in his final campaign, he married the princess to legitimize his claim to the throne of Ivalice. Ah, I see someone has been paying attention. But I don't understand. Why would Ramza's crusade against the Lucavi take him back there? Good question. According to the Dorai papers, the sinister being who engendered the Orcite was said to have slumbered beneath the monastery. But who, or what could, what would have the means to create something so powerful? Oh my god, those Mughals in the background, they're so annoying. Ultima, the High Seraph. Ultima? Is this a different Ultima from the Ultima weapon? Oh dear. A seraph? Or what's a seraph? Seraphs are believed by some to be servants of the gods, divine beings whose only purpose is to carry out the will of their immortal masters. As to whether or not Ultima can claim this title, however, I cannot say. Just as there were those who chose to worship Ultima and her otherworldly might, there were equally as many who feared the Visitor and her deadly magics, oft referring to her as the Angel of Blood for the carnage left in her wake. Interesting. What if the spell Myrokos claims to have experienced in the Praetorium, coincidentally also called Ultima, was in fact an elegant interpretation of the very magics introduced to Hydaelyn by the High Seraph? Well, the Ultima weapon used an artifact known as the Heart of Sabik. Does that have anything to do with that? Do with this? But that would mean... Wait, what would that mean? I have spoken with several colleagues back in Charlene regarding their opinions on the ancient incantation, and while they have little to show for their research, they all agree on one thing. The manner in which Ultima ethereally manifests should not be possible, at least on Hydaelyn. So it would naturally make sense if we discovered that the Allegans learned the spell from a being not of this dimensional plane. As to exactly how they convinced the being to impart that knowledge unto them not of this plane, what manner of creature are we talking about here? Likely one similar to Omega. Yeah, because Omega was from another star. How long have you been listening from the shadows, my friend? Oh, please, Sid just drops in every now and then, it's fine. Long enough. I am here to deliver the item Mikoto requested. Sid, there was no need for you to deliver it personally. A Moogle would have sufficed. A Moogle? And trust that he won't tear open the package and show it to some random adventurer? No, this was far too important. If you two do not mind, the principal was about to tell us how to find the Orban Monastery. Would that I could. You don't know? Then what have you been doing here? At least, at ease, Lady Murilla. The Dorai papers speak of a cataract situated on the river Zirshal, or Zirshal. No, okay, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. Several leagues southeast of Rabanastre, there supposedly lies the monastery. Zirshal, probably is how it's pronounced, is not a name you will find on any modern Damascan map. Rivers, however, especially ones as large as the Zirshal is established to be, are rare in a nation more than half claimed by the sand. The river we seek can only be that which bisects Gulmore and the Nanshan border. And for that invaluable information, we owe thanks to our brothers Moogle. Their travels have made them veritable authorities on Dalmascan geography. Wait, but earlier you claimed you didn't know where the monasteries, know the monastery's whereabouts. I'm confused. Its location is not what concerns me, but perhaps the Mughals themselves should explain. Wait, we're referring them to the floating pom-poms? Okay. Why certainly. The verdant valley of vines and vipers to where we must voyage next is home to the Viera. And therein lies our little problem. The one thing the Viera do not suffer is trespassers, not even lovable Mughals. Our glamours kept us hidden long enough to see the jungle was teeming with ruins much like those we've discovered in Lassalia and Gug, but the Viera trackers eventually found us and took us before their elders. We barely escaped with our palms, Capo. So that is where we are still, that is why we are still here talking instead of bound for the border. There are Viera who have spurned the strict code of their tribe, abandoning their people to come and live in the cities of Dalmasca. Finding and recruiting one to our cause might provide us with insight into how to reach the Orban Monastery ruins. Unfortunately, the nation's current turmoil has not made it easy to accomplish this task. We still require more time. Yeah, I guess I'll find your bunny person. Before boarding the shuttle here, I was stopped by a Banga on the docks. He asked me if I knew a Myrokos alone and bid I deliver him a message. I told him he was welcome to accompany me to the Prima Vista so that he might deliver that message himself, but the man refused. Okay. Mikoto, I saw this device crafted to your exact specifications, but cannot guarantee that it will function as intended, seeing as I had an area subject to test it on. Of course, Master said. If any trouble is met, then most likely it is my design that is to blame. Your confidence in my craftsmanship is flattering, but you sell yourself too short, my dear. Here's to your success. Good day. Yeah, bye, Sid. There is no question that Ivalice once stood atop the lands we now call Dalmasca, but with the passage of time have remnants of those eras past faded beyond recognition. If only the great library at Rabanastre still stood. My knowledge is limited, but if there is aught you wish to ask... Okay, and this is just a recap. Something is obviously wrong with poor Alma, and why her father doesn't seem to pay her condition much mind is something we should all be wary of. Yeah. I'm worried too. Both Mont Blanc and her brother, and his brother Herdy have proved invaluable to our expedition. I owe them my thanks. And I suppose an apology. I admit when they first arrived I was wary of their ability to contribute to the cause. However, over the past moons they have done their damnedest to prove me wrong. Perhaps my being busy with something else has actually been of use. I go away for too long and suddenly they become friends. I used to believe that we Garleans were inherently better than, well, everyone else. I suppose a part of me still does. It was what I was raised to believe. It is what all Garlean children are, only now have I begun to realize the fool I was. Our exile here has forced me to face the arrogance that has controlled me my whole life. And what I found was that I was simply frightened. Frightened of change, frightened of admitting I was weak, and so I lashed out. And I am sorry that you, Montblanc, Bloggy, and the others had to suffer. Yeah, that guy was, really annoying. Okay, here's where we can find more ready files. Mikado, speak with Mikado. I sense that you are interested in the package Sid delivered. I have every intention to apprise you of its contents, but first I believe we should speak of Alma's condition. Yes, please do. Do you not find her illness all too timely? Genomus and Ramza would like to believe that her bouts of vertigo are not but a result of mind fatigue. But the answer is clear. It is the oversight that plagues her. Lovely. Alma recently confided in me that she would hear her father speaking with the Odious Odious well before even his first foray into Rabanastre. However, I do not think this entirely true, which is not to imply that Alma is trying to deceive us. Rather, I think she saw something that led her to believe her father was conversing with the Orsite. Moreover, I suspect it was the Orsite itself that granted her this vision. You recall my hypothesis on distinct frequency NRR-type harmonic vibrations are gracious saying words again, without providing definitions, and their tendency to promote ethereal amplification. Yes, in other words, you know, EM interference causes weird vertigo. That's basically what the Orsite poisoning or whatever is going on. Or when I mentioned that despite being in the principal's possession for an extended period, the Odious exhibited none of the imprinting present in the Duma. No? The Odious has never resonated with Genomus. It has always been his wife's pendant and its Orsite shard, the Virgo, that fueled his passion for Ivalice. The Virgo. That is very interesting in terms of name designations. That fueled his passion for Ivalice. No, the Odious is bound to Alma's deepest desires, whatever those may be. The only reason I can fathom is that Alma has not fallen victim to the Orsite's grasp. It is her desires. It is that her desires are not as strong as those we have witnessed in Argath and Bagamnan. That and the ethereal interference caused by other nearby shards. I have explained all of this to Alma and recommended that she destroy the necklace, yet not only did she refuse, but she begged me to keep this revelation from her father. Why? And so I did the only thing I could. I devised a means with which I might impede, or at least lessen, the effects of the odious. This device, while still incomplete, will amplify the NRR wavelengths emitted by the Virgo. This should work to interfere with those emitted by the odious, thereby shielding Alma from the brunt of their effect. The city below is all abuzz. Word of a Banga brigand loitering about the airship landing. Do you think it could be someone we know, Capo? Oh boy. I knew I'd have to go down there. Oh dear. Okay. It's boggy. It was Boggy and his companions. Perhaps they know of the Orban Monastery. Sky pirates are bound to have traveled the whole of Dalmasca on their many misdeeds. Apologies, Myrokos, but I needed to speak with you and you alone. Oh, don't mind me, Capo. I'll just be floating over here in perfect earshot. Why, what makes you think I won't lay you low right here, right now? Because we're here to offer you a proposition, that's what. We need information on the Gulmore jungle and thought a man as well-traveled as you might be persuaded to provide some. Gulmore? You of all creatures should know that is Vieira land. What are you offering then? Why the opportunity to tell us what you know? Genomus believes our next adventure lies beneath the jungle canopy, Capo. I should have expected as much. Very well, Myrokos. I came to ask if you would meet someone. Now it seems that someone may be able to assist Genomus as well, seeing as you and the principal did right by us before. I do not see a reason why I cannot take both of you. Yeah, but why? Let me know when you are ready to depart for Rabanaster. We will travel in our airship. The Prima Vista would draw too much unwanted attention. Ooh, let's see, yeah, I'm fully okay, so now we're going off to somewhere else. Back to a life of brigandry in the clouds, are we? Of course not. Not that it did not cross our minds, but when faced with the decision of what to do next, we needed simply to remember the dying words of our leader. Gijuk, Renok, and I decided to re-enlist as Dalmascan Fusiliers. And the occupying Guardians actually said yes, Capo? Not exactly. We're now with the Resistance. You no doubt heard of the uprising in Dalmasca that followed the Doman liberation, and how it was crushed under the iron heel of the 4th Legion? Yes, I did. The resistance leaders were captured, tortured, and publicly executed. Yet much to the Empire's chagrin, the gruesome display only served to further rally the survivors. Remove one head and 2 grow back in its place. Remove 2 and then there are 4. A person can die, but an ideal will live on. Now there exist several factions throughout Dalmasca. We belong to one known as Lente's Tears. And we told our commanding officer of our recent crossing with you and yours. She simply insisted that we introduce you. Me? But I wasn't even supposed to be here, Coppa. Nobody asked you, Mont Blanc. Not you, Hairball. Him. Yeah, I was gonna say. Meet with the General and hear her proposal, Myrokos. If you are not interested, we shall return you to Kugane unharmed. You have our... Curl got your tongue? Rabanastor, dead ahead, lads. So, back here... This way. We've many moms to cover before nightfall. I mean, I cleared this place in, what, an hour or two? It's not that hard. Yeah, I've done as you asked. I bring you the Liberator. Okay, and here I thought he'd be taller. I knew it. A Viera. I am Fran, proud daughter of Dalmasca and General of Lente's Tears. And yes, Moogle, I am a Viera. Are you surprised? Why, yes, in fact I am. Her kind are all supposed to be living amongst the trees, having shunned contact with the outside world, Capo. There are supposedly a few who have left their homes, but I most certainly did not expect to see one here in this sewer. Indeed. This Banga claims you seek Orban. Does he speak true? Yep. Those ruins lie deep within the Golmore jungle, a place most sacred to my sisters. They would take great offense were you to defile it with your presence. What is more, Boggy tells me you travel with Garleans, openly aiding those who would see our nation burn. How can we place our trust in one who would do such? Genomus and his family defected long ago. They are not your enemy. My blade has tasted the blood of too many Garleans to count. Yeah, these group are defectors. They're not your enemy. A Garlean is a Garlean. Their pathetic attempt at absolution only proves their past guilt. You misunderstand. Kind Genomus does not approve of the Emperor's warmongering. He wants to help Dalmasca and its impoverished masses. Capo. And what would a Moogle know about my people? Does your blood run Dalmascan red? We could cut you open and find out. General, there is no need for threats. You are right, Bragi. Let us then parley. Oh my god, Mont Blanc, you weren't even invited. Parley. First, the resistance requires men and women from the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, to join us in ridding Dalmasca of its imperial invaders. Your past deeds have made you well known to the leaders of both. They will listen to you, or if not, they will listen to these scions to which you claim allegiance. Second, the resistance requires gold. Gold to strengthen our forces from within. Your allies are in bed with the East Aldenar Trading Company, which continues its dealings with Garlemald, even as you raise your sword against them, profiting from the Empire's rampant aggression. As targets of that aggression, I believe my people are entitled to a portion of those profits. Great. Yeah, I'm not exactly on good terms with the East Aldenar Trading Company, and while they like to think I'm on good terms with them, I've still got a few bits of old beef. Grant me these simple things, and I shall personally guide you safely to the ruins of Orban. In other words, give us your forces, give us gold, and I will get you to the place that you seek. And what of the Lexan tales? See me to victory, and I'll take the Emperor himself. Those are my conditions. What say you? I will deliver your request to the Scions, but can promise no more. Promise me first my companions will see no harm. I mean, you're asking a lot. Tell them my demands, but know the fate of your expedition hangs on how well you do so. Something tells me if I chose the other one, she would just outright say that, their fates were decided long ago, blah blah blah. I'd say we have our work cut out for us. Whoops. Boggy, you and the Fusiliers are to accompany the Liberator. I expect a detailed report on how my demands are received. Yes, General. Not that I expect them to be taken seriously. You are a fool to trust them, princess. Hmm? Princess? Do not be put off by Lady Fran. The General has quite the edge to her, but it is only because she wants what's best for the Resistance. I've finally come to accept Bagamnon is gone for good, but I will never forget how he met his end. I cannot allow my hatred to consume me as it did him. What an adventure, Capo. Just think, by tomorrow we could all be the newest members of the Damascan Resistance, not that I am ready to give up my place on the Prima Vista just yet. Welcome to their jungle. Mont Blanc is eager to return to the Prima Vista and report on your findings. Hurry, hurry, if I don't tell someone of our adventure quick, I'll positively burst. Please do. Fran is not too bad once you're on her good side, her only good side being her backside. But you didn't hear that from me. My mind just went somewhere that I wish it didn't go to, but okay. Do you seek passage through the Prima Vista? Yes. Okay. Yeah, nobody asked you to come along Mont Blanc. The invitation was for me. We're letting the fuzzball do the talking. This woman asks much of us. The Vieira have ever been wary of outsiders. For centuries, their many tribes have remained hidden in the jungles, content with their self-imposed solitude. Each tribe has its own strict code, and will meet swift punishment to any who defy these laws. As such, many a Vieira will spend her entire life bound to the territory of her ancestors, both unwilling and unable to venture beyond its borders. And while the tribes are wholly independent, they have agreed to uphold a single standard: shun all contact with the outside world unless it is to protect the jungle. That said, with every generation there are those Vieira who long for a life beyond the verdant sea of trees and abandon their tribes to start a new life in the kingdom's cities. My guess is that this Fran is one such individual, who also happens to be the only individual we know who can guide us to the monastery. It seems Myrokos' sword arm won't be enough to see us through this predicament. He'll need to don the right mantle of a diplomat if we're to convince the allies, the alliances, and the East Eldon Trading Company to grant us aid. What could go wrong? Oh dear. Yeah, let me get on the link, Pearl, with, Yes? Yes, I know you said not to call unless it was urgent, but this is urgent. Alright, not exactly, but my superiors have come to a decision on your request, and I thought you might want to hear what they had to say. Oh, and let me preempt any request for immediate disclosure with a reminder that the information is much too sensitive over Link Pearl. Meet me at the Ruby Bazaar, post haste, and I shall duly apprise you of their judgment. Uh-oh. Well then, Myrokos, what are we waiting for? They're just expecting me. I've read about how you united the whole of Eorzea under a single standard and convinced the Holy See to end a 1,000-year conflict. Compared to that, asking for a few soldiers and a coffer of fate. They're not asking for a few soldiers. They're basically asking us to lend them to essentially send their armies to fight their rebellion for them and also pay them for it. I'm not exactly certain that's... and it's demands, it's not a request. Compared to that, asking a few soldiers and a coffer or 3 of gil should be a piece of Rolandberry cake. I suppose we should inform Brocky down at Kugani Landing of our progress. You mentioned he was to keep an eye on us. Yeah. Well, me. I've informed Bloggy of our situation. We are ready to make for the Ruby Bazaar when you are. So you've an answer from East Eldenard already. Impressive. It would seem that Lady Fran has underestimated your influence among the realm's players. I assume you have no objections to me joining you then. Uh-oh. What's in here? Is it... Okay, so don't go into the Ruby Bazaar, but rather meet outside. Kind of odd, but okay. Hancock awaits us in the bazaar, shall we? I was already there. A lovely lady and a banga. And here I was expecting you would be alone, Myrokos. But excuse my manners. I am Hancock, representative of the East Aldenard Trading Company, assigned to oversee her assets here in Kugane. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Yugiri. We apologize for making you come all this way. Not that it is far from the landing, too, Ehen. Boagi, was it? I serve Lord Hien, rightful ruler of Doma. I have come bearing our nation's reply to your entreaty. And I am Tatara of the Signs of the Seventh Dawn. I'm only here seeing as no one else could be bothered. While that, and to bear a message from the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance. Thank you both for coming. I am Boagi, formerly of the Damascan Royal Fusiliers. I now claim allegiance to Lente's Tears, a resistance group seeking to accomplish what you have done in Doma and Alamigo. What tidings have you brought us? Allow me to begin then. While the East Aldenard Trading Company sympathizes with your plight, we are not in a position to grant you the funding you seek. They just demanded, give us your gold. Yeah. As you are aware, the East Aldenard Trading Company prides itself in its neutrality, be it in matters political or personal. And what of our relationship with the Eorzean Alliance? Ah, yes. What I meant to say was, here in Hingashi, the East Aldenard Trading Company prides itself in its neutrality, be it matters political and, yeah. You must understand our position. Simply supplying coin to any one group would make it appear that we somehow favor that group over another. Seeing as we conduct business openly and fairly with everyone, doing such would be sending the wrong message and ultimately harm profits, yes. And by selling to both sides, you maximize profits while good men and women perish. How convenient. They're also keeping their options open. We are a business, my lady. We do what we must to survive. That does not mean, however, that we are blind to the needs of our customers or our allies, which is why we support the Eorzean Alliance and their noble efforts to safeguard their realm's freedom through a mutually beneficial arrangement. If it were my choice, I would provide your little resistance with all the funding it needs. But as my good friend Myrokos knows all too well, it is not my choice. No, it's Lord Lolorito, and he only looks out for his coffers. So what does the Eorzean Alliance have to say? Well, now that Hancock thoroughly lowered your spirits, you won't be as crestfallen when I inform you that the Eorzean Alliance will also be unable to provide any assistance. And Doma doesn't have the strength to give either. And let me guess, you did everything in your power to try and convince the leaders of each city-state, only to watch as they politely declined our proposal, claiming an unfortunate lack of intelligence. Hi, Autumn. Claiming an intelligence or resources. Wait, how did you... Lord Hien sends his greetings to you and yours. Having recently found strength through a newly formed alliance with our neighboring nations, Doma is open to further welcoming like-minded organizations. This includes our Dalmascan brothers and sisters still suffering under the imperial yoke. However, word has it that the latest attempt at reclaiming your kingdom ended in failure, resulting in the loss of countless lives, including many of the Resistance's leaders. You are not mistaken. Our army is not what it once was. Those remaining have been forced to take refuge deep beneath the streets of Ravenastor. The 4th Legion has already defeated you once. Lacking unity and leadership, the current resistance will not survive another tilt against the Empire's disciplined ranks. If Doma is to join hands with Dalmasca as an ally, you must first prove to us that you will stand as one. Doma as a full-fledged ally would serve far better to strengthening our cause than a few temporary soldiers, which is what your faction's leader demanded. Yet even if we were able to wrest Dalmasca from the Empire's grasp, without unity amongst your people, the resulting chaos could prove even more perilous to the kingdom. You understand much of our situation. And based on that understanding, you would refuse your aid to Lente's tears, am I correct? Do not mistake me. Lord Hien's refusal is but a message to help you plan your next step. You have a wise master. He understands that without proper planning, driving one enemy from your midst simply creates room for the next. Lady Fran will no doubt be pleased to hear that your response was exactly what she expected. You knew this whole time that your demands would be rejected, yet you still let this farce play out? You have my apologies, but this was all necessary to prove an important point to our leader. Lady Fran needed to show the princess just exactly what she was getting herself into, and your honesty today will serve us better than any hollow promise. Thank you. Wait, what about the Golmore jungle? Can you believe this? We're right back where we started. Principal Genomus will not be pleased. And what has he done? Nothing. gonna need to get more water. And back. If it is as you say, it is most unfortunate, but I suppose we did everything in our power, and that is all one could ask. I still do not understand. Why would Lady Franz send Myrokos on this wild paisa chase if she knew from the start it would be for naught? Bloggy mentioned something about Fran proving a point to their leader, whomever that may be. People in positions of power can prove both naive and stubborn creatures. Simply telling a leader she is wrong may not convince her of the facts. Seeing one's own plan fail, however, is often the best medicine. Naive and stubborn, then the resistance is doomed. If a person as imposing as Fran is taking orders from her, then chances are this leader is even worse. I would not be so certain, Montblanc. My guess is that the individual in question is still quite young and inexperienced, and that Lady Fran is trying to teach her to be an effective leader through example. By allowing her to make her own mistakes, Fran is granting her the ability to learn and grow from them, an experience that will ultimately benefit her when the time comes to make some truly difficult decisions. Now, I seem to recall reading that one of the many faces of the resistance before the recent quelling was a young girl of royal blood. Do you suppose... You may cease with your baseless presumptions, defector. The door was open. Yep. Oh, thank goodness that the lid was on. Otherwise that would have been messy. Yeah. And you would be? I would be here on the orders of the leader of Lente's Tears. Against my better judgment, mind you. Greetings, Lady Fran. Greetings. Lady Fran, I presume. I am Genoa Sun Lexingtail, principal of the Majestic Theatre Company. You and your colleagues are most welcome on the Prima Vista. What is it your leader would have of us? While you failed in meeting even a single of our demands, she recognizes that you were sincere in your attempts to see them fulfilled. And for that effort, you are to be compensated. That is most generous. Oh, they actually put that part of the map in, yeah, canonically, yeah. The ruins you seek are hidden behind a waterfall here, a point roughly equidistant from the river's source and its delta. You have our thanks, lady friend. We will not forget this kindness. Father, I shall plot a course immediately. Ramza, what is going on here? Alma, you should be in bed. I've slept enough, brother. Tell me, who are our guests? It appears you once again prepare to leap into danger. Maw. Keep your wits about you, Myrokos. Lady Fran is strong, but then again, so was Bagamnon. If you will excuse me. Are you mad? A trip to the surface in your condition? Listen to me, brother. The High Seraph beckons. She speaks to me through the odious. The what? There is no need to worry. Mikoto and I have already devised a plan. I can help clear our family name. The Charlene has no say in this. I am your father and I insist you remain here on the airship. What would your mother say if I allowed aught to befall you? Mother? That is what this is all about, isn't it? What it has always been about. You care not about Ivalice or the Oron name. No, you only seek to use the Orsight to bring Mother back. But you haven't been able to do that. You still do not understand how exactly it is that the shards translates one's desires into reality. That is where I can help. I can ask the High Seraph. It is she who created the Orsight. Ultima has bid me come to her place of imprisonment. If we free her, she will reveal unto us the secrets of her creations. Do you hear what you are saying, Alma? Even if there was the slightest chance of bringing Mother back, we cannot risk your life in so doing. Your brother is right. We have sacrificed too much already. I cannot bear the thought of losing you, either of you. It is too late. Oh dear. I am so lonely, Father. Why must you love Ramza more than you do me? Do not be cozened by your daughter's words, for they are not her own. Help me, Rams. Alma! Oh dear. No, no! Gods forfend. I told you, no one can control the power within those shards. No one. Myrokos, here, take this. It might be the only thing that can save Alma, but we must hurry to the monastery. Come, we leave for the Golmore jungle. Now. I have your permission to depart, Myrokos. Every moment we tarry here, my sister, she... Yeah, I'm good. Then hold on, I've set engines to full speed. Welcome to the land of my people. 'Twould be a poor lie if I said I did not miss its son. Alma. What's the matter? Ramza, help me. Alma. Be gone. Alma, Ramza. Blood of the invokers, fulfill the ancient covenant, and grant unto me the vessel promised. And now he's been snatched. What just... Froggy, to me, the girl is not well. Might I suggest we continue this back on the Prima Vista? Yeah, I stopped saying the kappa because it was so annoying. Have you the courage to face true evil? What are you gawping at? The ship is this way. Would have been nice to have explored a little, but I get why it's so necessary. The device should have worked. Is Ramsa gone because of an error in my calculations? I will not see the same fate that befell Begun and befell young Ramsa. We must do something, and quick. If a magic rift was necessary to seize Ramsa, then it is quite possible that Ultima is still incapable of traveling beyond the bounds of the Orban Monastery. However, if our sight is all the High Seraph requires to do so, then we are in grave danger. First Alma, now Ramsa. What does this Ultima want? Now Ramsa is gone? Oh dearest Tia, what have I done? What have I done? The City of Lost Angels. Genomus is crestfallen at the thought he might never see his son again. See if there is aught you can do to put his mind at ease. We need to do something. But what recourse is left to us? The only means we had of protecting ourselves could not even prevent my son from... I am sorry, Genomus. My design was flawed. Not necessarily, Charlene. We saw how it succeeded in drawing Alma back from the rift and shattering the Odious. The loss of the boy is not yours to bear. Our focus here should not be on our failures, but what we have learned from them. The being beyond the rift, it spoke before claiming Ramsa. It referred to you as the blood of its invokers. Could it be your ancestors are responsible for Ultima's summoning? Most certainly not. I have discovered no such interference anywhere in the Dorai paper. Such inference anywhere in the Dorai papers. Besides, tales of the High Seraph existed far before even the earliest of Ivalician legends. Then who exactly did summon Ultima? And why does she think them your kin? Look! I have a bad feeling about this. Oh great, what now? Ramsa, dead? You lie about as well as you carry yourself in battle, Oran. I did not say he was dead, my Lord Delita. merely that he had abandoned his mortal vessel, entrusting his ethereal soul to the Orosite. But why would he do such a thing? Peace is finally come to Ivalice. There is naught to be had from further sacrifice. The kingdom is won, and the victory is as much his as it is mine. He risked life and limb to shield me from the dark that would have seen me perish. Without him, I would not be standing here before you. It is my duty as both king and colleague to see him saved. Knights, to me, we ride for Orban. My lord, wait. Glabados, first of the Zodiac Braves, was not the hero the Church would have you believe. He betrayed Mother Heidelin for the promise of coin and power, summoning forth a terrible evil from the depths of the celestial abyss. It was believed only one of the lands chosen, only a warrior of light, might stand against this threat. Yet while victorious in battle, Ramza was unable to see the darkness vanquished. If failure was all that awaited our warrior of light, then what chance do you presume any other might stand? Are you saying I should do nothing, then? No, my Lord Ramza. My brother's final wish before he surrendered to the Ether was that his name be struck from the annals of history. Alma, you're unhurt, but I was led to believe none but Oran returned from Orban. What is this, you speak of your brother's, wishes? When it became apparent that we were powerless to truly defeat the High Seraph, we chose the only path left to us, to do what Heidelin herself did countless centuries past. Imprison Ultima. And you are aware, my lord, a prison is only as strong as the seal on its gates. Ramza sacrificed his body to ensure that the Angel of Blood would never again walk the land, and he believed that if people knew of this sacrifice, it would only inspire them to seek out the holy stones and repeat the mistakes of those come before. If you truly avouch yourself his friend, then you will honor this, his final plea. No, Ramza should not be forgotten. He should be raised up as a hero for his deeds and claim his rightful place at my side. Only he might be my knight gallant. He is gone, my lord. Before Ramza was your friend, before he was my brother, he was a warrior of light. He did what he did for Hydaelyn, and for those who would one day too heed the crystal's call. Claim the throne, my friend. Become ruler of Ivalice. Restore peace to this war-torn realm, once and for all. Wait, Ramza, don't leave me, please, I beg of you. You will make a fine and just king, Delita. See you do not stray from that path. Ramza. The stones in these two necklaces, you are certain they will guide the heroes of a new era to Ramza? 'Tis what Ramza wished, my lord. Oran, I do not believe I can bear another farewell this day. Will you not reconsider my offer to remain as a member of my court? 'Tis but a matter of time before the Cardinal and his temple knights grow wise to my past. I would not have my presence here implicate you as well. Well, that's sad. He wants to stay, but... Ramza beseeched me strike his name from history, but like you, my lord, I could not bear the thought of future generations blind to the truth. As such, I penned this chronicle of the hero's journey. I fear the world, however, is not yet ready for the gospel contained within these pages, nor would the Church ever allow its circulation. In fact, I believe they will confiscate every existing copy and lock them away in their library. If they don't burn them first, and what better way for the words to remain forever preserved than in one of the most highly guarded vaults in all the realm? Then, one day, when the Church has fallen out of favor, the chronicle will be discovered and the truth shall prevail. I must admit, your plan is intriguing, Oran. But once the Church learns it was you who penned the chronicle, your life... Myrokos. Yeah, the echo comes and goes as it will. 'Twas the echo, wasn't it? Yep. The removal of Ramza's name from the history books, the Durai papers, the pendants. It was all set into motion by Orvan himself. And if the Liberator's visions are to be taken as fact, it also appears we now know what the High Seraph meant by blood of my invoker. She was not speaking of ancestors in the sense of actual kin, but the line of those chosen by Hydaelyn to serve her as warriors of light. But then why abduct Ramza, or even Alma, unless there is something you haven't been telling us? She was using us to lure Myrokos here. It is his vessel the High Seraph desires. Matron's teats, Alma. How long have you been awake? I've been a fool. Yeah, you have. I told our leader that it did not matter if our request for aid was refused, for I had an alternative ploy. General? It is all right, Boggy. My intention was to claim one of these Orsites in the name of the Resistance and use its power to lay waste to the Garlean occupants. Only now do I realize how flawed my ambitions were. You mean this whole time you were playing us for fools? Why didn't we see it earlier? Never trust a woman with ears longer than mine. Ooh, jealousy. Okay. You've every right to be angry, and I apologize for misleading you. But believe me, I no longer have any desire to deceive you and yours. I shall see you to the Orban Monastery, and ask not in return, but that you let me join you in your rescue of Ramza. Sure. Do not misunderstand me. I do not do this for any one of you. I do it for my people in both Golmor and Rabanastre. People who may die if this High Seraph is allowed to return to power. Okay, so now we've unlocked... Oh, what's this? Okay, level 1 side quest that doesn't appear to be that important. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to queue up for this. Beware that probably should get rid of that extreme trial, just so I don't inadvertently queue for the wind up in the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. Nope. There we go. So, monastery. This is probably going to take quite a while. As this alliance right here seems to be one with long queues. hopefully if I'm able to get in, I can cross this one off of the Wondrous Tales list and get another sticker or whatever closer to completing stuff here. For what it's worth, I wish I could cover up the chat for sake of privacy for the stream viewing and the recording, but I don't know if including things like adding a camera but having the lens covered so that it tries to block out the chat box and whatnot would be a violation of terms of service given all of the changes. So since I'm on a console, what you see is what you get. If you like what you see, please give me a follow on Twitch. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know if this stuff is interesting, and if you want me to try to show some of the other Alliance raids. I've at this point already done some of the other stories, so I can't do the full quest line, but I have completed those quest lines for some of them, and could just show the, try to do a stream recording of like, okay, go through the video, go through the cutscenes at an inn or whatnot, and then intercut with on YouTube, say, with the run-through of the corresponding Alliance raids, if that's of interest. Here we go. Okay. As usual, I'm going to be microphone off for the main fight so I can focus on that, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Ooh, pretty landscape as always.
Gotcha. What's this? I see you. You shall promise. The promise won't save you from what comes next. Let this be your final testament. Then why am I nearly off to? We're just warming up. I'm out of my work. I'm ready, bitch. What's this? Run like rats in a casket. Victory's not so close as you think. You're making this too easy.
Yikes.
I see you. Let this be your final testament. have proven yourself deserving of the title. Zodiac Wraith. With this my journey can, at long last, come to guide your man.
The Beowulf youth guides your fate, but have you the faith to fulfill his legacy? To the current of life we succumb, its judgment swift and final, its bite as cold as steel. The hearts of men are black with corruption and must needs be cleansed! The dreams of men are fleeting, yet they must be embraced if they are to flourish. Have you the faith to do as much? divine light, send us from our sins! Gaze deep into the light! They who dwell aloft have spoken. Let their words echo in your empty soul. Ruination is come! Seven shadows cast, seven fates foretold. But at the end of the broken path lies death, and death alone! Well fought, champion. I leave you now to your quest. My Ivalice awaits.
coming was foretold, servant of Ivalice. Or perhaps you serve another. I am Count Sidolphus Orlando. Your journey ends here. The hearts of men are black with corruption and must needs be cleansed. I call out to the skies and tremble as the brilliance of 1,000 bolts blinds mine enemies and tears their flesh asunder. 7 shadows cast, 7 fates foretold, yet at the end of the broken path lies death, and death alone. Open your eyes to the darkness and drown in its loveless embrace. The gods will not be watching. Misfortune hangs heavy on a head once held high. Such is poor cover for when the heavens fall. Come, show me more. To the current of life we succumb, its judgment swift and final. Its bite as cold as steel. To live by the sword is to die by the sword. There is time enough for regret in the flames of hell. Hold is the blade that severs the villain's head. Endless is the path that leads him from hell. I have been called the God of Thunder. You will now know why. Upon my holy blade, the very world lies in balance. And now the scales will tip. Show me more. Escape is not so easily granted. Were you expecting a modicum of rust? You will find my defenses quite impenetrable. A piteous display. They who dwell aloft have spoken. Let their words echo in your empty soul. Ruination is come. Even the strongest of shields cannot defend the weakest of wills. A moment's hesitation beckons a lifetime of pain. You will find my defenses quite impenetrable. Hark! The screams of ruin rise above the storm's discord. Shudder not in her endless cold. Clouds have parted, and the skies cleared. It is time I bade you farewell.
Is it sanctum you seek, my wayward children? Or perhaps you are come in search of power? That which lies at your feet, that blessed bauble can grant you both. You need but will it so. Now, take up your salvation and be gone. Mortal agency in matters divine shall not be suffered. Your very soul shall not escape my wrath. Denizens of the abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon. Kneel before me. Denizens Denizens of the Abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon. Denizens of the Abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon. Death awaits defiance. Your steel. Simmered as the light of life before rising to the heavens in a cleansing conflagration of divine benevolence. Your sins, your souls are undone. You cannot intervene. I am the only god. Few can claim to have endured the might of my will. Denizens of the Abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon you. Kneel before me. Your very soul shall not escape my wrath. Kneel before me. Denizens of the Abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon you. Denizens of the Abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon. To my will. Kneel before me. Denizens of the Abyss, from ink of blackest night, I summon. I see it now, in you. I am your mother. I am your maker. I am Ivalice. Consign me unto darkness, and your light will be forever lost.
Well, that was the Alliance raid, and I got no loot at all. Alright. Well, I suppose it happens sometimes. Please be voice acted. But probably not. He's awake! But is it truly him? Thank you. Thank you all for coming to my aid. And you have my thanks, noble warrior of light. You have achieved what I could not. And you, bearer of my blood, and the blood of House Durai, thank you for seeing my final wish fulfilled. My sacrifice has been given meaning. Now, my friends, let us retire to Mother Hydaelyn's bosom, that we may finally rest. Farewell. You are the true heroes of this story. That's right, it's us. Delita, how I have missed you, old friend. Forgive me, Ramza. You deserved better than what history gave you. I could have done more. I am truly sorry. These countless centuries did I long for the day that we might meet once again, and now that time is finally come. Hydaelyn beckons us both. Myrokos, it is almost sad to see our quest come to an end. Though we have given the land's scholars much to consider, Charlene will have to open a school of Ivalician, because it's been Ivalician, not Ivalician as I've been saying, studies. Are we to keep up? You're alive. Oh, but of course you are. You'd think that after this many triumphs, one might grow tired of saving the world. Consider us all fortunate that you have not. Oh, what the hell. But who's the princess? I am sorry, Ramza, Alma. I convinced myself my research was the most important thing in my life, all the while you two were standing before me. Can you find it in your hearts to forgive your father? It's all right. We are still here, are we not? And we triumphed. We proved your theory true. Ivalice existed. Ramza existed, and Orandarai was not a heretic, but a hero. Now all that remains is to tell the world. No, my son. We needn't burden ourselves further. But Father, we cannot allow our ancestors' name to remain, and we will not. Yet something not in the manner you think. I shall be adding a final act to the Zodiac Brave story, telling of how Ramza, the forgotten hero, and his chronicler, Orandarai, smote the Angel of Blood and saved Ivalice from an age of darkness, before quietly embarking on a final journey that would take them far beyond the horizon. And of course I shall not leave out those nameless heroes who fought alongside Ramza, without whom the noble blood would have surely perished. Is that what you truly want, Father? For the story to end? As if it ever ends? It will only end on the stage, my dear, and live on in the hearts of the crowd. King Delita and Oran envisioned the Virgo as a beacon which would lead future generations to the truth about the founding of their kingdom. They were right. And just as the pendants guided us, now we shall guide the masses through our play. And now you see, my son. I would offer you my thanks again, Myrokos, but thanks are not nearly enough to express my gratitude for all you have given us. Perhaps after I complete the Zodiac Brave story, I shall pen a tale about the legendary Warrior of Light and his adventures across the three great continents. But haven't I only ever been across one? Like, there are 3 continents, but I've only ever been across one. Then you have your work cut out for you, my friend. Myrokos has enough battles under his belt to fit at least 3 tomes, if not 4. And then add 4 more to boot, because why skimp on any details? Would you stop doing that, Sid? And his tale is far from over, isn't it? Yeah, there's always something more. Well, this was fun. It was a bit of a long journey, but it was a fun one. Ooh, the theater. Okay. Not immediate front row seats, but good enough. Alright, this is our final dress rehearsal for the night. Make it count. Positions, everyone! Come on, let's all get into position. Yeah, it's principal. Lights, music, there will be no more mistakes from you two, am I clear? Mother crystal clear. They're going to perform the new final act. Begin. Whatever will we do? The Church has branded us heretics. No home awaits us in Ivalice. We shall embark on a journey together. Together? Together. The crystal's call has been answered and evil vanquished from the land. We are now free to soar like the griffin. Free? But how? By casting off our noble names and forging a new path, one not bound by fate. And on that path, we shall meet new friends and make new family. And unto them we shall entrust the true tale of our deeds, that they may carry on our legacy for all eternity. Sword in hand, a warrior clutches stone to breast. And sword etched in stone heat. Oh goodness, this text is going so fast. You can read. Bravo, bravo, you both were wonderful. I am inclined to agree with the Lady Myrokos' sentiments, but there is always room for improvement. Back to your positions, everyone, again from the top. Again? I've had enough of this. I was promised a starring role. It is in my contract. Oh dear. Oh hush, brother, before Genomus has us back to polishing boot buckles again. Meanwhile, in the Clockwork City of Rune... Oh good heavens, those bots are still up and running? Or, no? Ooh, the Garlanes are there. Oh dear. What happens now? Well, Noah Van Gabrin. Sir, further research will be required to reach a positive conclusion, but preliminary tests show that the technology utilized here bears striking similarities to our own. Excellent. Let the Eorzines play with their baubles. True power lies within these very walls. It appears our ancestors were as cunning as they were ruthless. a weapon powerful enough to carve a gateway to the land's very core. His radiance will be eager to test this Tartarus. Wouldn't you all agree? What was that? So, the city of Goog wasn't a city, but a drill? Huh. It has been an honor to serve with one as brave and just as you, Myrokos. I only hope my contributions to this most recent endeavor have proven of value. Before this assignment, I was to spend my days would spend my days alone in the library, poring over texts, learning of others' accomplishments, but never recording any of my own. By witnessing you and all you have achieved in our short time together has inspired me. When I return to Charlan, I would put a request with the students of Baldessine for an increase in research funding. An increase in field research. But I think I shall start with something in Lower Lenosha. Thank you, Myrokos. Okay, where's Lena? Not here. Okay, so we're back in Hingashi and she's outside. Okay. But yeah, this was a fun storyline overall, and I'm just sorry it took so long. Okay, well, wasn't that an adventure, Myrokos? It is sad to think that we must soon part ways, but with all we have been through these past few moons. Satisfied with the city's unwillingness to turn him over to the Garleans, Genomus has decided to purchase a permanent berth above Kugane for the Prima Vista. Supposedly he has already received petitions from hundreds of Gekko and Genin to join the company. And then there is the matter of my assignment. You will be delighted to learn that I am almost finished. What? How do you expect one to write an expose when off battling forces of evil from beyond the void? Don't you worry, though. A few more weeks and I'll have a draft. Alright, an outline. Until then, I'll stay here in Kugane a while longer at the Raven's expense, of course. Farewell. And I get the scrolls. Okay, and with that, I think I will bring this stream to a close, as it's the end of the Ivalice storyline. If you liked what you saw at any point during the stream, please give me a follow on Twitch, give me a like, share, and subscribe on the gaming YouTube channel link you will find down below if you're watching this on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, just give a like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you liked about it in the comments, and I will see you anon, friends.